Where do we go from here?
Yeah, it's interesting because what they're doing now with tariffs kind of reminds me of what Congress has done with the budget process, which is there's always this kick the can down the road mentality. We come up on these continuing resolution deadlines. There's fear of a massive shutdown that's going to disrupt the entire United States government. And then at the 11th hour, they come to some agreement, which is usually, well, let's just keep everything as it is and do this again in 90 days. He has, quote, Liberation Day, makes the big announcements and pronouncements. And now when the market reacts a certain way, when the global economy markets begin cratering, he pulls out a 11th hour. Well, let's just give it 90 days and see where we're at. Listen, nothing's going to change about the fundamentals of how the market works between now and 90 days from now. Is the perception amongst American people that the economy is in trouble, that the market is down, that we have less money in our 401ks than we did 3 weeks ago. In customer service, there's an old adage that for every one negative interaction that you have, you need 10 positive ones to offset that. We saw with the Biden years how when the perception amongst American people that inflation is bad, the economy is down, like how almost impossible it became for them to dig themselves out, even though a lot of the underlying economic data was much more encouraging than the media narrative was. It didn't matter. The perception was baked in. Trump is running dangerously close to having that happen to him just in the perception game, because the wins that he's going to need to offset that, I'm not sure he's going to be able to get them.
And if that becomes the worldwide perception, we're not talking just the American, we're talking about the people that are buying our bonds, then this deficit spending spree that we've been going on for essentially 40 plus years is going to be in jeopardy.
That's what I mean, listen, whether you like the president, agree with him, don't agree with him, he knows the bond market. I mean, from his real estate background. So from what I think we've all read at this point, but also have heard that that's really what made him, what was the tipping point of pulling this back. China is not playing to the same rule book that we are. Think that if he would have done a 10%, he ran on this. We knew he was going to do something. He obviously did something a little bit further than maybe most expected. What's happening now is that no one's still going to continue to invest because there's still so much uncertainty.
I mean, I think that anyone who actually talks about cutting budget deficits, their track record's pretty clear. The only two presidents going back to Reagan that actually cut the budget deficit and the national debt were Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Every Republican president has seen those numbers go up on their watch. They love to talk about it. They love to campaign on it. They love to say this is mortgaging or the future of our economic health and da 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 da. And yet on their watch, from HW to George W. to Donald Trump, it has gone up on their watch every single time.